So a lot of people have been wanting to play LoreTrim Chapter 3, but unfortunately don't have the specs to be able to handle it. So what I have done is I have made a brand new mod list with the same exact gameplay as LoreTrim, but almost everybody should be able to run it. Meet LoreTrim. So this is the exact same gameplay as LoreTrim, and honestly it doesn't look too shabby. I mean, LoreTrim is obviously has the latest and greatest visual mods that I could find off of Nexus. But, I mean, LoreTrim doesn't look too bad. It certainly looks better than vanilla. And it actually even has things like parallax effects. But it uses community shaders, which is a lot nicer. It uses the new NAT CS community shaders. Or actually, no, wait. It might be Azurite still. I mean, some things aren't going to look too pretty. But, I mean, that is the price you pay. I have cut down on just about all the graphics. I mean, even mountain flowers, they're not going to be the fancy 3D cathedral mountain flowers, but they will be a little bit enhanced from vanilla. You know, grass is still better than vanilla grass. You even have SMP hair if you want it. Although, obviously, if you want to run it as good as possible, you'll want to... okay, let me see if I can actually...
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend. I'm gonna rip you open.
Oh god, he is rapid firing. He is rapid firing. He's rapid firing. It is still the...
Another body to get rid of.
Yeah, it's still the same gameplay as regular LoreTrim. Oh my god, I completely forgot I have not invested in two-handed. So, let's try that again. I got heavy armor, but not two-handed. So, LoreTrim is, for those who don't know, it is a Requiem-based mod list. One of the many features of Requiem is you really need to invest perk points into skill in order to be effective in that skill. As I, you know, obviously that death was just for testing purposes.
Now end this as a surprise.
There we go. There we go. See, that was me actually trying.
Pay for that.
Now, in recent versions of LoreTrim, I added the new Project Gap Close mod. As you can see there, NPCs are crazy. They will be able to do dodge. They'll charge at you. They'll do sprinting power attacks,
I'll see you burn.
which are normally reserved for the player.
Dog.
Hey, you can still do everything that you can in regular LoreTrim. Like, slow motion cut people's heads off. Oh, that's a nice helmet. I will take that helmet. Thank you. Let me hide my SMP hair. There we go. But, yeah. LoreTrim. The big changes are graphics. There will be lawless graphics and graphic-related things, such as city overhauls. We can go check out Riverwood and Whiterun. But the cities are going to be a lot lighter. And, you know, people ask me why. I mean, it's not like the FPS just magically goes away. It's not like when us mod list authors are making a mod list, we are just going out of our way to make it run as bad as possible. It just happens to be that certain things decrease FPS. Like, you know, city overhauls. Skyrim, what people might not know is Skyrim is a single core game. meaning it doesn't utilize your full CPU pretty much ever. And you can see my FPS on the... Actually, no, it's not showing my FPS in OBS. That's unfortunate. I'm currently running at a constant 120 FPS, and that's what it's capped at because my monitor is 120 FPS. And I have not dipped below that this entire time that I've been recording this, and I'm playing in 4K. So that should be a testament to how good this runs. I've had people say that they're running it just fine on GTX 970s. So that's about to be, what, 6 generations outdated? So, it runs, I mean, my opinion, doesn't look too shabby. Runs really, really well. Gameplay is as intact as it can be. But, yeah, things like city overhauls or adding lots and lots of trees, it just eats away at FPS.
If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy.
Even the NPCs are still overhauled and everything. I didn't touch them.
It was a dragon. It'll kill us all, and then you'll believe me.
Let's go check out the interior lighting.
Hey, no
Community Shaders has pretty good interior lighting now. As you can see, not too shabby.
Orgnar, are you listening?
Some things are going to be more simple than others. You know, the pelts and whatnot. And
Did you hear me?
I used a lot of AIOs all in one overhauls, like Skyland and Skyland Bits and Bobs.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything.
To just retexture and remesh as many things as possible but while staying pretty light on what I'm actually doing.
Yep.
The Riverwood's not going to have the fancy flora and whatnot coming down from every single angle. The landscape textures, though, are Tomatoes really good landscapes. No northern roads. Northern roads hits... Northern road impacts FPS for a lot of different reasons because, number one, these road chunks that you see here actually prevent the grass from growing. So you'll notice that northern roads often has more grass growing in more places than regular... this other wolf. Than regular roads. And so if you have more grass growing, you're going to have your FPS dip. But beyond that, northern roads also adds a lot of clutter to the roads. And again, more clutter. More things that you have to load in is less FPS. There's a big misconception that the big FPS killer is high resolution textures. And I mean, while that can be true if you're turning everything 4K, 8K, LoreTrim doesn't really use almost any 4K textures, believe it or not. But the more things you have loaded, the worse your FPS will be. So if you have a lot of buildings, if you have a lot of trees, a lot of new NPCs, if you have more high poly objects, all of those things are going to eat away at draw calls. And even scripts. Oh, that's going to run. Oh, never mind. Never mind, he's going to fight. One thing that people don't realize is script-heavy mods will also eat away at FPS. Not only do script-heavy mods eat FPS, but they also cause, but they can cause things like infinite load issues.
I'll kill you.
304 XP, GG. That's because I'm level 1, right? Yeah, I'm level 1. Just got the full XP. Hey, Ella, are you proud of me?
You handle yourself well.
Hell yeah, I do.
Make for a decent shield, brother. And we show up if you go to him.
I know someone's gonna say, oh, this looks like vanilla. I encourage you, I very much implore you to go and try to open up vanilla and compare the difference. But as you can see, there's no capital Whiterun expansion. I'm still at 120 FPS. I wish you guys could see it. But yeah, 120 FPS, not budged at all. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to make LoreTrim as accessible for as many people as possible. We're working on also trying to get some helpers in the Discord for people who speak languages other than English to be able to help guide them through the installation process and maybe answer some common questions, not just for LoreTrim, but for the other mod lists hosted in the bungalow. So if you guys want to join a really awesome Discord server, there's a really good community, lots of good folks in it, then check out the bungalow in the description. Another question I get asked is LoreTrim the same version as LoreTrim? And the simple answer is no. So LoreTrim, well, first of all, not everything that I update in LoreTrim is just a gameplay mod. A lot of it is visual mods getting updated, which, you know, don't affect LoreTrim. But the other thing is it's hard for me to just consistently update all of my lists at once. I do have a lot of lists, with LoreTrim obviously being my main list that I work on. But I also have Baseline, which I recently released. I have NGBO, and then now LoreTrim. So anything that's super urgent that I think needs to be in LoreTrim, I'll include, but anything else is just kind of it'll get added when it gets added sort of thing. So it's not, but at the same time, LoreTrim is in a really good spot anyway. So I'm not really too worried about it. Anyway, guys, hopefully this video was helpful, and hopefully you enjoy LoreTrim. If you haven't been able to run LoreTrim, now is a good chance to check it out. I'll catch you next time.